Hello. I just want you to see how ridiculously far I have to put the camera so that it can like get me in it. So here's a clip of that. Today I decided that we're gonna talk about my albums of 2023. Now, can I remember what I was listening to beginning of this year? No, I can't. I wrote a list down of my favorite albums that I've been listening to recently. Some came out this year, some came out 10 years ago. So bear with me on that. And just a warning, my vocabulary is not huge. It's not. I do not know how to explain music and sound intelligent. Anyways, so I have, if you see me looking down, it's because I wrote down a list of artists, the album that I have been listening to the most, year it came out, and my favorite songs, and why they're my favorite songs. And I'm also going to be reading kind of like lore on each album. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first we're starting off with Tyler, the Creator, Flower Boy. But Flower Boy is not what we're talking about today, even though that is my favorite album from him ever. We're talking about Call Me If You Get Lost. Now, I saw this live, and it was probably one of the best concerts I will ever go to. And it was crazy. It was a dream, like a fever dream, if I'm being real. This album came out in 2021. I remember the day it released, because I was with my cousin, and he loves Tyler, Creator, more than I do. He put on his headphones, he secluded himself from the family, sat down on the grass, smoked a blunt, and listened to it. Top to bottom. And I respect that. This album, as Tyler explained, and I'm gonna read this from an article. And when I say call me if you get lost, I don't mean when you don't know what to do. I mean when you call me, I want you telling me the shit that you on, the shit that you doing, you out in the world getting lost doing your shit. I don't want people calling me like, oh, I'm sad, I don't know. No, fuck that. Call me and let me know that you on your shit because I'm on my shit. And maybe we can get on a flight and meet up and see what the fuck we on. That's what I meant by that. Real as fuck, right? My favorite songs from this album is What's Your Name? That song's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It makes me feel like I'm needed, wanted, that someone's interested. Sweet / I Thought You Wanted to Dance. I always love it when he kind of puts two songs together on one track. I love it when he does that, like 911 and Mr. Lonely. This song, once again, sweet, gentle, soft. I love it. Who doesn't like that song? Please tell me. Wilshire, this song, are you kidding? So I feel like Tyler, the Creator, is a very like silly, goofy, genius man. Has humor, and he has a lot of fucking personality. And this song kind of like, it makes his heart more seen, if that makes sense. Like, it shows how much he can connect with a person if he wants to, how much he can give himself to a person when he wants to. And I like being able to kind of get a glimpse into that side of him, because it's not very often that it's so easily visible in his music. I hope that made sense. Torso is just a song to get so fucking hyped to. I love being in the car, 8 a.m. going to work. I put this on, I'm hyped for the rest of the day. I love it. What else is there to say? And then Lumberjack. When he says, I treat myself with respect, I wash my hands before I piss. Are you kidding? That's how I want to live my life. That's how I want to treat myself. That's how I want to respect and love myself. I'm still working on it. I'm getting there. I love listening to music that makes me feel like I can. In this song, why shouldn't I wash my hands before I piss because of how much respect I have for myself? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't you? Anyways, that album, 10 out of 10, no skips. When he released the estate sale, still no skips. Are you kidding? She Could Write My Face, I Don't Want Nothing in Return. Men, listen, take notes, okay? Next album, Childish Gambino, Because the Internet. God, the lore behind this album is crazy. So I'll get into it a little bit. I'm gonna read this from an article because I want to explain this word for word, okay? The album revolves around the story of the boy, a character who lives life on his father's coin, enjoying all the luxuries that come with such a lifestyle, but finds himself spiraling out of control. Childish Gambino reflects on the idea of birth, realization, and death of a dream. Because the internet is a beautiful character study that will make you consider the importance of love, the problem of responsibilities, and the meaning of life. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, what can I say about him that hasn't already been said? His mind is so interesting, and I would pay any amount of money, I would sell my soul actually, to dig into it, to have a spot in his brain, sit down and watch how it unfolds, because he's so versatile in every community you can think of. He's a rap artist, he's an actor, he's a voice actor, he's a director. He did YouTube. Are you kidding? Like, what hasn't this man done? And what can he not do? There's not much. I love this man. I love his mind. I love his soul. I love his presence. I love him. And if I ever meet him one day in this lifetime, you will know about it. And I will never shut the fuck up about it, actually. This album, I'm sure you heard of the song 3005. I love that song. I don't care. His lyricism is so insane. And he, like, in order to be a lyricist, to be an MC, you gotta be smart, man. Like, incredibly smart to make these references and to make all these connections to two separate things. It's insane. And I respect it so much. My favorite songs, obviously 3005, The Worst Guys, Sweatpants, Shadows, and Earn. This album came out in 2013, by the way. I don't know if I said that. 10 years ago. This man is ahead of his time. The Worst Guys is basically a song where he realizes that he is alone and that he's too self-reliant, if that makes sense. That song, also a maker. The whole album is so good. It really is. And I don't know how to explain it verbally. I really don't. Shadows is a song where the boy slips into his own darkness. He's figuring out what motivates him to succeed, and he realizes that there's this shell covering him that he needs to get out of in order to do so. And the boy, the character, tries to find an outside motivation to break down this shield that is keeping him from himself. He finds a woman. He realizes that it's not working. He gives up on her. He's using her in the end. Real. Because what? Imagine how low you have to get in order to use someone to try to figure out more about yourself, and you give up on yourself and that person. This is where the boy died, but his soul is still alive. It's him releasing the pain that he's been causing himself to have and being peaceful. The music part of this song is so, like, it does feel you're like descending into a peaceful world. It really does. Like, if you're ever nearly about to have a panic attack, anxiety attack, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're sitting there questioning life, listen to that song. Just listen to it. Just listen to it, because it brings you back down. It makes you realize, like, how good life can be with a purpose. Have a goal for yourself, you know? If that goal is to be content and be in peace, perfect song, truly. That's enough about Childish Gambino. I will shut the fuck up about him until I meet him, because then I will never shut the fuck up. Ever. Never. Next album is Mac Miller's Circles. This album came out in 2020. This album changed me. Spiritually. It really did. It made me feel heard and seen. I could have listed every song on this album as my favorite. I chose some that related more to me, how I was feeling when I first listened to it. This album released in 2020 after he died. I remember when it released, I was sitting on a futon in the basement doing my Greek mythology homework. where I started to really listen is when Good News came on. That song made me so incredibly emotional, so eye-opening, and I will never forget that. I can't remember shit to save my life. I have goldfish memory, but I will forever remember and appreciate listening to that album because I didn't have to. I never really listened to Mac Miller. I listened to Divine Feminine a little bit, but other than that, not really until this album came out. And I feel like it's very different from his other albums. I feel like Swimming and Circles are in their own separate category. My top tier songs off this album: Good News, Circles, Blue World, Everybody, That's on Me, and Surf. That's on Me. This album makes me so emotional. It really does. It feels like it's just like taking my heart out of my body and fucking It's painful, but in a good way. It hurts good. That's on Me is, the way I take it, is a song about taking fault in the way you're feeling, taking fault for faking the happiness that you perceive to other people, and god damn, and wanting to help others more than you want to help yourself. Like, your purpose in life is to make other people happy, to make other people feel better, when you internally are dying, struggling, saying help me, and no one's there because you're not letting them. And that's on me. Need I say more? Surf, once again, all these interpretations of these songs is me, is how it makes me feel. Everyone listens to music differently and takes what they want differently. So if you don't agree, I don't care. Nobody asked. Surf, I take it as loving someone so much you do not care what happens to you as long as you guys are together. Yeah. The song is just about being with someone who you love incredibly much, you want to spend the rest of your life with. You don't care about the hardships that you will have to face. You don't care if the camera stopped filming. Just wanting to be together forever, even in the afterlife. And I think that's beautiful. That's all I'm gonna get into in that album. That's it. This album's also just super like peaceful, relaxing, calming, but it also makes you think about your life and what you want out of it, and realizing you can have control over your own feelings and control who gets to make you feel that. Next is Lil Skies, Life of a Dark Rose. When this album first came out, I listened to a few of the songs, but I don't think I was really ready to enter my trap rap era. 2018, that was 5 years ago. I was 15. I wasn't ready. I'm ready now, okay? This album is a good, like, you get what you want. You gotta work hard for what you want. Who's stopping you? What's stopping you? And I love that. Like I said about Tyler, the Creator, why shouldn't I believe that I can get what I want? Why shouldn't I feel good about myself? My favorite songs on this one, besides the popular ones like Lust, Signs of Jealousy, Cloudy Skies, Tell My Haters, and Boss Up. Tell My Haters and Boss Up. Like, they're empowering. They really are. Hey.
I wanted to show you something.
Okay. I forgot where I was at. Brief intermission. Next, Ethel Cain, Preacher's Daughter. This album came out in 2022. I recently just discovered her, okay? And like speechless. A lot of her music is about religious trauma, childhood trauma, abuse, domestic violence, etc. If you have any experience in those departments, I strongly suggest her as an artist, because she sings so raw, like you could feel it, and it's just crazy. The entire album, I shouldn't say the entire album, I listened to half of it. That is all I could take emotionally in that point in time. I think I made it halfway through, but if you cannot handle, if like, not even in an insulting way. If you do not think you can handle raw, unfiltered screaming, don't listen to it. Not until you are mentally and emotionally ready. Because it is just that fucking good. It's just that good. I didn't know that I should be mentally and emotionally stable. That was my mistake. If you listen to this, I'm telling you, I'm warning you. Last album, Zayn Malik, Nobody Is Listening. This album came out in 2021. This album will make you feel sexy, sad, and distraught. It's an odd combination, but it works. Okay, it works. Cause like, he does the way he opens the album is so different from anything he's done on his other albums, anything he did in One Direction. He opens up with a poem. It's called Calamity. Give it a listen. I think it's such a beautiful and different way to open up an album, and it really sets a higher standard for the rest of the album that he met. He met it. He met that expectation. This album is about being in love, being alone, searching for yourself, and lust. That's my description of it. Mine. My favorite songs are Better. That's one of the more popular songs on the album. Outside, Tightrope, River Road. He says, I believe it's Tightrope. I'm not good with song and song names. Like they don't match up in here. In one of those songs, he says 2 wrongs make no right. 1 is left, at least we tried. That shit, ooh, like, it spoke to my soul. I love Zayn Malik. I love who he is. I love what he's done. I love how he stood up for himself. I love his journey to get to where he is now. And I love the farming, secluded man that he is. I love it. And father. He's a father to his real baby and to my baby. He is one of my baby daddies. And other albums that I wanted to talk about but didn't because this is already going to be long enough is all of Dominic Fike's albums. All of them. EP, What Could Possibly Happen, and Sunburn. All of them. Flower Boy, Jackman by Jack Harlow, For All the Dogs, Drake, Harry Styles' self-titled album. I could talk about that album for 2 fucking hours. Might as well make a podcast. Tech by Lil Tecca, Larger Than Life, Brent Faiyaz, and Who Is Nardo Wick. Those are the other albums that can definitely go on my 2023 list. I'm just not gonna go into depth. If I sound like a fucking idiot, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Because this is just me sharing my opinions, okay? I hope you enjoyed. If you do want to like see more stuff like this, just let me know. And I'll try. I will try. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I want to reach at least 50 subscribers by the end of this year. That's my goal. So hopefully that happens. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.